Declan, we're going to take a look at your video from camp. I'm going to let it run a couple times. The first time in regular speed and then the second time in slow motion. And then I'm going to break it down, analyze it, and make some comments and some suggestions to help you improve.
My name is Declan Barr, and I'm the class of 2029.
Okay, Declan. First off, right here, when we get ready to get started here, it makes comments to you basically about on what you're doing right now is really pretty good. Some good things here. We got to work on your alignment, but you've got some nice athleticism. I mean, you strike the ball pretty good, and especially at your age. And some things I want to talk to you about here begin right here at the very beginning. When you get lined up, make sure you get lined up here. You're going to glance at your target right here. Okay, and then you're going to line up right behind the football, and you're doing that. I'd like to get you to get your right foot right there in the center of that football. See how your foot's kind of turned out a little bit right here? You got it kind of turned out. Get the feet straight ahead and have that right foot right there in the middle of that football, right in the middle of it. Okay, and then you're going to face the target, obviously, and then have that foot side by side. I like where your feet spacing. So I like how they're separated apart. It's kind of like where you walk, but point those toes straight ahead. And I don't really want to see the foot. I could tell your foot's not lined up because I could see the right side of the football. So get it right in the middle of that. Now you do a little different thing on your steps back. You're taking just 2 steps. Normally a lot of kickers will take 3, but here's how you're making up the ground. You're coming back at an angle. You're coming back over here a little bit. You're coming slightly back. You're doing it twice. Now you're coming back even more. See how you're going on your toe. So now you've come from here to there to there. So you've gained some ground again right there. And then you're going to step back here and then drag your foot back. So you're getting to the similar spot you want to be, but you're taking a long way around to it. So watch it again, what you're doing here. 1, 2, and then you're stepping gradually back again. Then you're coming all the way back, and you're basically about 3 steps back. Here, you just kind of took another way route to get it, okay? What I'd like you to do, and again, Declan, this is early in the camp. I filmed you right off the bat. We talked about this on the field. Hopefully, you understood it. We did work on. I could see that you had improved on it. And again, you're getting a chance to see the video, but really work on that. The things I'm sharing with you right now are the common denominators, the things that have made some of the greatest kickers and punters we've ever worked with, make them successful. And they basically take 3 steps back, starting with their kicking foot, and then they'll take 2 lateral steps to get them there. So instead of what you're doing, you want to start back with this your kicking foot. You'll start back first with it. Then your second step would be with your left foot, your non-kicking, and then your third step would be here. And then some kickers will take an extra step. That's their alignment step, and I'll show that to you here, but later on the split screen. Okay, so consider doing that. Okay, you're just kind of you're getting in a similar spot, but you're doing it the long way around there. And so I want to help this be more efficient for you and be more consistent for you. Okay, so when you come back to here, you want to take 1, 2, and you want to take one more step here. And then, or you can take that 4th step for that alignment step, check your alignment, make sure all these things are aligned, and you'll step back up to where you are right here. So you got to make sure there's 3 points you're looking at on this alignment. Your target, where the football is, and then where your right foot is. You want to make sure all those are in a line right there when you take those steps back. So again, please consider 3 steps back. Now you're going to take those lateral steps. I think that's too wide a step. I think you're kind of wide. Plus, when you get to this point here, we're going to actually get you back here. You want to make these got to be 90. And this is how this works is you get these 3 points lined up. Again, that's the target, point of placement or the football, and your right foot. Once you get all these 3 lined up, then you're going to go lateral. You're going to do a 90-degree angle. And you've got to be very disciplined on this 90 right here. And then this will put you in a spot. If you'll do this consistently, it'll put you in a very consistent spot and make you be, more efficient on your steps, and you'll gain better technique, and you're going to gain more power and more confidence because you're creating basically an angle right here, okay, that angle. So right now you're kind of off a little bit, but you do have this leg right. It looks like you're lined up there pretty good right there. I don't know if you've checked that or not, or you just happen to do it, but that's what you lined up. And this same angle approach works if you're kicking on a hash. You come here, again, you'll get the 3 points lined up. 3 points lined up. And then you got to stay with that 90-degree. You got to make sure you got a 90-degree angle right there. Same thing over here. You get all those points lined up, and your foot lined up. And you got to stay, make sure you have a 90-degree angle. And that puts you in the same spot every time. Same spot every time. So you got to work on that. Now let's go back to your start here. I'll get you in your stance. I like your stance here, but see what you get right back, you get into your stance, and then you take off. Okay? In a game, Declan, that's not going to happen. In a game, you're going to have to come back here, get in your stance, and you've got to pause a minute. And then during that pause, you're going to glance here. You're looking at your target. You're going to pause, look at your target. Your point of placement here, and then you're going to check your target. Once you get in this stance, see how your eyes are? You're looking down here at the point of placement. Then you're going to glance at your target, come back, and you've got to pause there because your holder is going to you're going to nod your head. He's going to look to the snapper, call for the snap, and it's going to take 2 or 3 seconds for that to happen. So think of it this way, and again, we talked about this on the field. Once you get in your stance, you're in your stance, checking the point of placement, glance at your target, come back. Now your holder knows you're ready. You've nodded your head, or he just knows you're ready because that's your routine. He's going to turn, call for the snap. Once that center snaps the ball, the left hand of the holder, he's going to have his left hand down on the ground. The moment that ball comes, that hand's going to come up to catch the ball. Your whole body's going to lean to your jab and your steps to kick the football. Okay? So you just got to, once you get in your stance, I want you just to pause right here, check your target, come back, and just about a time of 1001, 1002, 1003, pause that long, and then you're going to lean and start your steps and kick the ball, okay? Because you're just getting in your stance and taking off, and that's not going to happen. So practice how it's going to happen in a game. Okay, I like your stance. You look like you're doing a pretty good job. You want that foot aiming right toward where the plant's going, so right where your plant's going to be here, and you've done that. Looks like a good job there. So I'm just checking it again. There it is right there. It's a good job. And that gets your shoulders, gets your body, everything in position this way, okay? It's all going in the same position. Because you've created this angle here. We're creating this angle, and that's the 90. We got you in this spot. It completes like the triangle right here. And you're going to be stepping right down this to that ball. The left foot's going to step right to where the plant is. You got like little railroad tracks there. You're not going to step. So this one's going here. This one's going to the ball. You've created a triangle right here. And you're not going to step in here. You got to stay right here. Stay on that track right there. And you look like you do a pretty good job of that. See, I like your little jab. A nice jab. So you're leaning to your jab. That's pretty good. You got a good back leg here. Don't lean over with your neck. Don't kind of hump over with your neck. You're kind of crouching over right here. Keep the back of your head, the back of your ankle, all that nice straight alignment right there. See, watch what you do here. You do a pretty good job here. But go ahead. See how straight you are there? Just kind of here's your stance. You ought to be in your stance about like this. Here's about where your stance is. There's your stance, and that's okay right here. Maybe a little more A little more straightness here and a little more lean with your upper body right there. And I do like how you're leaning right here. This is lean to the jab here, right here. Let's get your stance here. Right there. That's a pretty good job. Just make sure your whole body goes, not like this. Make sure your whole body leans to that jab. So you look pretty smooth right here on this jab. I like that jab. That's just subtle. Really good jab. There's your drive step here. Your plant. Your plant basically needs to be going right towards the football. Or towards the target, I mean, right there. It's going to go right towards the target. Alongside the plant is alongside the football. You got, looks like a good distance away from the football. And basically, it's about the length of your foot is the distance away from that football. And you look like you've done a good job there. Your plant foot, at first it looks like it might be turning to the left, but it looks like you want to keep this foot. You don't let it turn that way. Make sure this foot's going right towards the target, okay? You got your left arm out like that. Looks good there, buddy. You're doing some good stuff here. And then your plant right here, you got your plant in a good spot, and you're making contact. We just got to get a skip step in there. Okay, your foot looks pretty good right here. You might be hitting a little high on the ankle, just a little bit, but you're doing basically pretty good right there. When you're making contact, you might be hitting it a little bit fat right there. Let's see how the ball goes here. Got to pull a little left there, don't you? Okay, let's watch it here. You're getting around on it just a little bit. See how your front of your foot's getting there? It's kind of hitting that right panel just a little more. See how it's going immediately left right there? You catch that panel. And I like your foot position right here. You've got that toe slightly down below the heel. That's really good position right here. Your left arm should be coming across your chest. Let's see what it's doing. You're kind of bringing it. Say your left arm is right there. Try to bring it instead of coming down here. Try to bring it, keep it coming across, just right across, kind of keep it finishing high. If you pull it down, it kind of tends to pull your body down. Plus, you don't want to get in the way of your kicking leg coming up that way. So keep that on it. So you're doing a pretty good job here. I like your eye contact. Your right arm and the right arm's pretty good. Let this arm kind of lag. Don't let it come up. Just kind of let it hang right. See how you have it right there? Just let it finish the kick, just kind of like it is right there. Just kind of let it hang back. So you're kind of pulling it. See how you're pulling it behind you? And what's happened right here for you, Declan, is right here, you're not skipping. This foot's got to skip. Right when this kicking leg comes up towards your left shoulder, watch how it needs to skip. Right at this point, right here, that foot, let it skip. Let it go right at, see how your body, see how your momentum is coming here. You're coming from here, making contact, and then the leg's going right back up toward the shoulder. It's just the opposite of the way it came in. And it's coming. See how it's going right up there? And all the momentum is going this direction. The momentum of that body now, it's already kicked the ball this way, but the momentum of the leg swings is going this way. So let the skip go with it, and you can take the time bringing that kick. See, you have to get that kick. See how fast you have to get that kicking leg down? So your kicking leg goes to here, and it has to come down real quick. Your kicking leg. We don't want the kicking leg. Let it go. Let it come all the way up right there. You're going to skip in that direction, and then the kicking leg will slowly come down, and you're going to get more power into the football. It's kind of, you're just doing some different body contortions right here because you're not skipping. See how we call it sticking. See how your foot's never left. And when you do that, your leg, as soon as you kick the ball, your leg has to decelerate quickly and get back to the ground to catch your bounce because you didn't skip. So we got to work on that. You're doing a lot of good things, though, Declan. You got a lot of natural ability here, a lot of good things. We just got to tweak this a little bit, get you worked out. I'm confident you've already corrected a lot of these things. And just please consider these suggestions. I really believe it's going to help you. You've got a lot of nice basic fundamentals down. You just got a couple little different routes you're going to get there. And I think you're taking, I'm going to give you more concise directions as a turn, instead of you taking the long way around. So work on that. I'm going to do a little split screen with you here in just 1 second here. You'll be able to see yourself. I'll do a little comparison, make it even more crystal clear to you. Hey, Declan, here's this split screen I talked about earlier on the video. I'm going to talk about right here ball contact here and kind of teach backwards here. But this is that point right here where I was talking about earlier. You caught a little bit of that right panel and you kind of pulled the ball a little bit to the left, just slightly right there. You see it? They're going that way. And you can just kind of tell your foot's pretty good position. I wanted to kind of compare. This is an outstanding college kicker right here on the left. And he's obviously much older. He just finished a career, very talented, and had set all kinds of records, got NFL potential. I just want to show you some body position things. I want to kind of freeze these at the same time. You kind of catch your arm and everything, see how your position of your feet are. See, you can see your foot. Your plant foot looks pretty good. You're kicking off of a block. You know, you got your foot. Look at the similarities right here. Look at this right here. The thing is, I want you to see now, he's got his arm a little bit ahead of you here on this arm coming across his chest. He brings it from right here across his chest high. He keeps this arm kind of lagging right there. You can see how you got this arm too involved. Let this arm just kind of lag here, just kind of hang like his is. It's just lagging back. You don't want to get it involved. Just let it lag back, and it's helping your body maintain balance on that side of your body. Okay, but do not move it or get involved or tense the muscles. Just let it kind of hang there. Okay, just watch how he does it right here. Watch how when he kicks, see how he just lets it kind of hang there. His left arm is doing the work. You see, you're bringing your arm across, which is pretty good. You're doing a pretty good job. Just keep it right there. Don't let it come any lower. Kind of try to keep it the level you have right there. Try to keep that same level all the way across. Okay, so you're doing a pretty good job, but you can see how you get your right arm. So you kind of let that, see how it's coming behind you right here. Look at his arm at this point. And then you can see right here, your foot contact looks pretty good. Position, same position. I think you might strike the ball a little high and a little on that toes kind of catching that right side of the panel, right there on the right side of that seam that's facing you there. So you just kind of catch the ball a little bit. I think that's going to get cleaner. That was just one of those little, it's a little bit of a mishit, but it's still pretty accurate kick, okay? Because you're not always kicking them perfect. You'll know the more you get more experience, you'll know when you might not hit it as good, but you're still going to hit it true towards where you want to kick it. So we just got to work on that a little bit. One-step drills are the best for that, help you improve impact. And you can kind of see, watch the skip. Now look at the similarities here. And then watch your foot. Look at his foot and your foot. Now watch what happens. Look at his plant foot. See, he's coming off and he's going with it. See how he's just going with it? And you're not, and it's causing you to kind of pirouette, turn. You're kind of turning on this foot right here because you're not skipping. And then now I can see your foot because you're having to, and all that's happening is, and plus, so you've got that right arm coming behind you. Look how it's behind you. Let it lag just like he does right here. The left arm is the one doing the work. Get the right arm, just let it kind of hang back there. So look at this and learn. And you got to learn to skip, buddy. You got to get that skip down. See how he's doing? Here's the skip. This video is great for you to see this. This is a great opportunity for you to take advantage of this. I know he's older. He's better, but I want you to see this video, this comparison. You've got to work on that skip. And one of the best ways to work on it, Declan, is just get a tee out there, get your kicking block, no holder, no ball, and just work on your form. Just work on form kicks, just like this right here. And you're going to skip. And all this does is skip. See how he does it? It allows that kicking motion, the momentum to continue on. And he slowly, watch how he brings the kicking leg slowly down. Now I want you to bring your kicking leg down just like he does. See, you're out of control right here. You're right out of control. And you want to finish in control like he is, okay? Let's go back here now. I'm going to show you these steps we talked about earlier. I'm going to lock this thing here. Take it back here. Here's the steps. So please do this. Now remember, here's your steps. 1, 2, and then you start drifting back. And then you step back, and then you step back right there. Here's what I'd like to see you do right here. Get your feet. See how his feet are straight ahead? You've actually got your feet kind of turned out like right there. A little bit to the right there, your kicking foot. Have the kicking foot right directly behind the football. Right directly behind. Have that right foot pointed straight ahead toward the target, directly right behind the football, like he's doing right here. He doesn't have a football there. He's got a holder. So he's got his foot right there, and we're lining up on these 3 points. He's going to have his foot and then his steps back here. So let's watch his steps. Watch how he does it. He goes 1, 2, 3, and then there's a 4th step. Okay, please consider doing what he's doing right here. This is a real good way, consistent way for you to do it. So here we go. 1, 2, watch it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now he's checking. He's making sure that foot, point of placement, and the target all are on the same line. Okay, so he does a great job of that. Then watch what he does. He brings his foot here. He checks it side by side. Look how his feet are straight ahead still. See how straight they are? Watch how he does his lateral. And look how I can say, look how short that lateral is. So let's get back here and see yours. So you're kind of you're a little wide on your lateral. Not much, but you're a little wide. See how your feet, he's got his feet straight ahead, and you got this foot turned out. And that foot's straight ahead. So work on that lateral. Make him cleaner right there, okay? So here's his lateral. Here he goes. He goes 1, 2. I'll tighten this down a little bit so you can see it. Take him back again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check your alignment. Make sure your kicking foot, point of placement, target's in line. He checks it. Comes back. Feet straight ahead. Nice, concise lateral. They look identical. Look how identical they are. And then he brings that foot behind. He gets in his stance. This is a great example of he gets in his stance. Watch him right here. The holder's looking at him. Watch his eyes. He's going to glance right there. He's glancing at the target. He's coming back to the holder. The holder now is turned and called for the snap. Here comes the ball. He flashes. Here comes the ball. Watch how see how he leans. He's leaning, and he does a good jab just like you do. You did a good jab here. See how your jab is? But look at his body position right here. Look how that's the stance I want to see you in right here. So you're already going. So your stance needs to be about like here. But see how you're leaning a little bit. You're leaning just a little bit, right? Like you're here, and then you're kind of leaning this way. I want to see you straight. Okay, get more straight up. Look how he is. Watch how his whole body leans. Watch him right here. See how his whole body, watch he just leans to that jab. Look how straight he is right here. You get right there, lean to your jab. You got a nice jab. So you're pretty close. You just got a little bend right here in your leg. We got to straighten that out a little bit. We want it straight all the way from the back of your neck all the way down. Just how he does it. So lean to the jab. And look, you got your step going right towards there. You look like you've done a good job there. Lean to the jab. There's your drive step. And there's the kick. So a lot of good similarities. We're going to get a little more flexibility in the hip, so we can get that leg up a little bit. But that's going to happen, Declan. You're going to get your leg up. See how high he has his? You're going to get your leg up higher when you get that skip step down, because your body's just see that's a good example right here to show you your body's already realized once you kick, it's got to put on the brakes because you're not skipping. So we're going to get that skip down, and it's going to naturally cause you to draw back more, get more power and explosion through that football, and you're going to be more accurate and more confident. So again, watch him right here. Here's a good example. Again, watch this right here, nice and close. I'm going to let it run one more time. Watch him right here. He's in his stance. He's looking at the point of placement. Now he's going to glance at the target. He comes back down, nods to the holder. The holder turns. See the time it's taken? The time it's taken. He calls for the snap. Once the ball comes, his hand comes up. The kicker, you see the kicker lean. Hand comes up, kicker leans. Hand comes up, kicker leans. Holder's hand comes up, kicker leans. Short, concise jab like you know how to do. Drive step. He completes it. Leg comes up towards the left shoulder, kicking leg. He skips toward it, brings it slightly down. He's done. Look how clean the finish is. Look how clean the finish is right here. Work on this, Declan. Got a lot of ability. Keep working on it. Great job at the camp.